Have you ever wondered which pair of American states are polar opposites? In this video, we'll explore the United States' most extreme contrasts, states with geography that couldn't be more different, with diverging cultural traditions, as well as unique population demographics, politics on opposite ends of the spectrum, and infrastructure that is vastly different. Let's first look at two states that have extremely different demographics. Hawaii has the highest Asian and Pacific Islander population in the country. Only 25% of its people are white and just 2% are black. In Hawaii, many people have mixed ancestry, with Japanese, Filipino and Native Hawaiian being the largest ethnic groups. On the other hand, Mississippi is predominantly white, but it also has the highest percentage of African Americans in the country, with 38%. A much higher percentage of the people in Hawaii are Catholic or Buddhist than in Mississippi. Interestingly enough, Mississippi actually has the highest percentage of Protestants in the United States. Hawaii has one of the lowest obesity rates in the country, with only 24% of adults being obese. Mississippi, in contrast, has one of the highest obesity rates at 37%. In addition, Hawaii's population is also the shortest in the United States. Hawaii has a highly educated population, with 35% of adults holding a bachelor's degree or higher. In contrast, only 25% of adults in Mississippi have a bachelor's degree or higher. The median household income in Hawaii is over $80,000, but the median household income in Mississippi is less than $50,000. Hawaii has a significantly higher percentage of married people than Mississippi. In fact, Mississippi has one of the lowest rates of marriage in the country. Next, let's discover which states have the least similar culture. Massachusetts was home to many of the earliest British colonies in North America, dating back to the 1620s. Later, many immigrants from Europe, especially from Ireland and Italy, settled in the state, giving it its unique character. In contrast, Oklahoma was one of the last states to join the United States in 1907. Its territory was originally set aside by the U.S. government in the 1830s as a place to relocate Native American tribes. Massachusetts has a history of religious tolerance and intellectualism. Nowadays, it is one of the least religious states in the country. A high percentage of its people are atheists. 45% of its population seldom or never attend religious services. Unlike the vast majority of states, Catholics outnumber Protestants in Massachusetts. Oklahoma is significantly more religious, and most of its people are Protestant. Churches and religious organizations play a vital role in the social fabric of the state. In fact, 43% of Oklahomans attend religious services at least once a week. Massachusetts is known for its distinctive accent, commonly referred to as the Boston accent, characterized by unique vowel sounds and non-rhotic speech. On the other hand, Oklahoma does not have a specific accent that is commonly associated with the state. The state has a more neutral accent that is often considered closer to the general American accent. People in Massachusetts tend to drink significantly more alcohol than people in Oklahoma. However, the rate of smoking is much higher in Oklahoma. Furthermore, it has a significantly higher rate of suicide, homicide, and incarceration than Massachusetts. A much higher percentage of its people have hunting licenses as well. In Oklahoma, country music is very popular. The state has produced many famous country music artists such as Garth Brooks, Reba McEntire, and Blake Shelton. In contrast, Massachusetts has a rich tradition of pop and rock music. The state is also known for its famous rock bands, such as Aerosmith, the Pixies, and the Cars. Another difference is that people in Massachusetts are more interested in ice hockey and baseball, while Oklahomans are especially interested in college football. Due to its proximity to the Atlantic Ocean, Massachusetts is known for its seafood, with dishes such as clam chowder and lobster rolls. In contrast, Oklahoma's cuisine is influenced by its cattle ranches. Barbecue is especially popular in the state, with beef brisket and pulled pork being favorites. Now let's take a look at two states that have extremely different politics. The Democratic Party is very popular in New York, while the Republican Party is dominant in Idaho. Since 1988, New Yorkers have consistently voted for Democratic presidential candidates, while people in Idaho have voted for Republican presidential candidates since 1968. The preferences of people in the same political party even differ between these states. In the 2016 primary elections, Ted Cruz was preferred over Donald Trump in Idaho. Furthermore, New York preferred Hillary Clinton twice, while Idaho preferred Barack Obama and Bernie Sanders in the Democratic primaries. Compared to New York, Idaho has more permissive gun laws. It has constitutional carry laws, which allow individuals to carry concealed firearms without a permit, and has relatively lenient regulations on the sale, possession, and use of firearms. In contrast, New York has more restrictive gun laws, including requirements for permits for both concealed and open carry, and bans on certain types of firearms. Idaho has strict marijuana laws and does not allow for medical or recreational use of marijuana. Possession of even small amounts is a misdemeanor crime. In contrast, New York has legalized marijuana for recreational use, and the sale of marijuana is regulated. In general, Idaho also has more restrictions on the sale of alcohol. Furthermore, Idaho has strict abortion laws, including mandatory waiting periods and parental notification requirements. In contrast, New York has more permissive abortion laws and provides greater access to reproductive health services. New York also has more comprehensive LGBTQ+ rights protections compared to Idaho. It has laws prohibiting discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity in employment and housing. Idaho, on the other hand, has limited legal protections for LGBTQ+ individuals. Another difference is that marriage to first cousins is legal in New York, unlike in Idaho. Compared to Idaho, New York has adopted more immigrant-friendly policies. It limits its cooperation with federal immigration enforcement. The state also provides driver's licenses and in-state college tuition for undocumented immigrants. In contrast, Idaho's laws require local law enforcement agencies to cooperate with federal immigration authorities. The death penalty is still used in Idaho, while New York abolished capital punishment in 2007. Judges in New York also have more flexible sentencing guidelines than in Idaho, which has many mandatory minimums. In addition, corporal punishment is still allowed in Idaho's schools, while it is specifically banned in New York. New York has a much higher minimum wage compared to Idaho. The state has implemented a phased-in approach to increase the minimum wage to $15 per hour, while Idaho's minimum wage is nearly half that amount since it is aligned with the federal minimum wage. Idaho also has more restrictive eligibility criteria and lower benefit levels for low-income families with children. In general, Idaho has a lower overall amount of taxation in comparison with New York. However, Idaho's government also spends far less per capita on its citizens as well. Unlike New York, Idaho has not expanded its Medicaid program, resulting in more limited coverage for low-income individuals and families. Now let's review two states that have extremely different infrastructure. Massachusetts is a small, densely populated state in New England, while Wyoming is a large, sparsely populated state in the Rocky Mountain region. Wyoming's vast size and low population density have led to extremely limited public transit options. Therefore, most people in Wyoming rely on personal vehicles. They have the second most vehicles per capita in the United States. Massachusetts, on the other hand, has a well-developed public transportation system, including buses, subways, and commuter rail lines. While many people in Massachusetts use Amtrak, there are no Amtrak stops in Wyoming. Since Wyoming is home to many energy-intensive mining industries, the state consumes far more energy per capita than Massachusetts. Wyoming is the largest coal-producing state in the country, and coal generates most of the state's electricity. However, most of the power in Massachusetts is created by using natural gas. Wyoming has a lot of farms that rely on irrigation, since the state has a relatively dry climate compared to Massachusetts. In addition, water is used in the coal mining process to cool and lubricate equipment, as well as to remove impurities. Wyoming's mining and extraction industries are a significant part of the state's economy. The state is home to several large coal, trona, and uranium mines. In contrast, Massachusetts has no active mines. However, the state has a much greater manufacturing output than Wyoming. Massachusetts produces a lot of medical devices and equipment. Nearly 15% of people in Wyoming live in mobile homes. In Massachusetts, just 52% of people live in single-family homes, with only 1% living in mobile homes. Furthermore, the houses in Massachusetts tend to be older on average than those in Wyoming. Another difference is that there are no skyscrapers in Wyoming, but Boston alone has more than 25. Massachusetts also has better hospitals and significantly more physicians per capita. However, Wyoming has more military personnel per capita, despite only having one Air Force base. Finally, let's look at two states that have extremely different geography. Hawaii is much further south than North Dakota. It is an archipelago located in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, while North Dakota is a landlocked state that borders Canada. One of the most noticeable differences between Hawaii and North Dakota is their climate. Hawaii is tropical, while North Dakota has a continental climate. The average temperature in Hawaii is around 77 degrees Fahrenheit, while in North Dakota it is much colder, with an average temperature of around 43 degrees Fahrenheit. Hawaii receives abundant rainfall, with an average precipitation of 63 inches per year, compared to North Dakota, which receives only about 16 inches of precipitation annually. As a result, most of Hawaii is covered in lush rainforests that are home to a diverse array of plant species, including many endemic species found nowhere else on Earth. In contrast, North Dakota is known for its vast stretches of grasslands, with agricultural lands dominating the landscape. While Hawaii grows sugarcane and a variety of tropical fruits, North Dakota grows mostly soybean and corn. Hawaii is known for its volcanic mountains, with Mauna Kea being the tallest mountain in the state, soaring to a height of over 13,000 feet above sea level. Hawaii also has a significant amount of elevation variation, with its mountains rising dramatically from the sea level. In contrast, North Dakota is relatively flat, with an average elevation of about 2,000 feet above sea level. The state lacks significant mountain ranges and is characterized by gentle slopes and rolling prairies. Hawaii has around 219 people per square mile. In contrast, North Dakota has only about 11 people per square mile, so it is among the lowest in the country. Another notable difference is that Hawaii has densely populated urban areas with cities such as Honolulu and Hilo. In contrast, North Dakota has fewer built-up areas with small towns scattered across the state. Which pair surprised you the most? Or do you know of other opposites we should explore? Let us know in the comments. Please like and subscribe to the Objective Lists channel, as there will be even more interesting videos coming soon.